What up YouTube? In this video I'm gonna fix my broken dev board. I made my first ever dev board, it's broken, and I tried to figure out why, and I did it. And I did it in this video. Anyways, thanks for watching, like and subscribe.
So I've been making this dev board and I've been having a lot of problems with the USB-C connector. Mainly that these pins are just so small that I can't solder them without bridging. For this one I was able to get the power, but I wasn't able to get the data going across. And same with this one, the power doesn't work. I just am not able to get these fine pins soldered on. So I've been trying to learn about how to best solder them on. And I think I've found the strategy that I'm gonna follow. So I wanted to test that out for this upcoming board. I'm going to assemble a board fully like this, but the difference is that I'm going to pre-tin the wires here and then just put a little bit of solder on there. And then once I'm done with everything, I'll put on the USB-C, use some hot air, and hopefully it just kind of snaps down and I don't have to do too much rework. So let's see how this goes. All right, let's get it. I got the board under the microscope here. As you can see, there's all the pins, and I'm going to try and just touch them up. So let's start by adding a little bit of solder on the tip. That's probably even a bit too much. The problem is no flux. I'm not using any flux. So let me double back. Let me put a drop of flux on here. Okay, that's actually pretty good so far. So now I'm going to leave that and I'm going to assemble the rest of the board. And then when I return, hopefully when I seat the USB-C on top of that and heat it with some hot air, it just kind of and sucks down onto all the things. But I'm going to give that a quick clean so we can see how it looks, and then I'll pause up here. Even add a little drop on there. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good to me. All right, unless that's a short. Let me aim this down a little bit. We can investigate. Is that a short? No, doesn't look like it. So, next up, assembling the rest of the components. All right, so I put all the solder paste on. It's now time to put some components on this board, all the other components, and then I'm gonna hot air reflow those, and then we're gonna go back in and also put on that USB-C. But here's a little time lapse. I'm just gonna speed through it all because it's nothing too crazy. All right, so check it out. We just finished up putting down all the parts on the solder paste here. And then next up, we're gonna bust out the hot air gun over here. We're gonna heat it all up, try and reflow all the parts. And then while I'm at it, I'm gonna heat up all those pins there, add a bunch of flux. Then hopefully the USB-C sucks onto the existing solder that's there. So that way I don't have any big bridges, but looking good so far. All right, now for the final step. We have all the components on there. We have all the paste down. Next up, we're turning on this bad boy and we're doing some hot air soldering. So we're gonna melt all these other components first, and then we're gonna go in for the hard part of trying to get the USB-C connector. Anyways, let's get it. Let me put on my little goggles here so I can see everything really well. Let's turn this off, save some battery, and let's get at it. So apparently I've been keeping this thing too low. Some people were saying like 360, 350, which I thought was effing crazy. All right, I think this is messed up. I don't think I did a good job. I actually think I did a really bad job. Yeah, I did a bad job. Oh, man. Okay. Time to fix it. I'll try on the microscope. All right, I'm back with the hand iron, and finally, for the moment you've all been waiting for, we're just going to do this. Do this by hand. Going in here. Okay, just risking it. Let's see. Oh, I have to solder up the power LED bridge on the back, so this way I know if it's making connection. There we go, just a little smidge. Now let's see. Okay, that's really promising. We got the power LED on. Now, I guess I'll see if I successfully got the data pins. I'll cut back if I got this on the computer, and if that's working. But then we got to give this thing a little cleanup, and then we should have a working board. All right, so I just did some probing, took these, I put it on the continuity, and then I basically just went around touching all the different points. And what I found is that the data pins, like at least one of these USB-C pins is not connected, and at least more than one of these for the microcontroller is not fully connected to the pad there. Like it just wicked up onto the leg but didn't touch the pad, I guess. So I'll have to give that a quick fix up, but shouldn't be too bad. All right, 5 big booms. So we just finished it up. I soldered this all together. I had a couple like unconnected ones that I had to go back and kind of touch up, but as you can see, I even put in the little hack fix wire there, plug it in, boom, and it's got the LEDs again. But look, here's the other board. This one goes in, boom, that's 2 working dev boards. Obviously I had to get a little janky with it and put the parts, like put that wire over there. And I have discovered since another thing, because I took the multimeter and I'm pretty sure that all the data pins are connected. So that means that the problem is my programmer. It doesn't get recognized as a board. So like when I plug it into my computer, if I use the other little UDPI programmer or whatever it is, it shows up. But when I plug this in, it doesn't. So I think that it isn't registering this little chip here. So I think I'm doing something wrong, and that's the next area that I'm going to look at. But anyways, just wanted to show you we now have 2 working dev boards. Working in air quotes. Boom. I might have to sell these. Just the 2 of them as effed up boards. Anyways, yeah, I'll have to do a little more troubleshooting another day, but I hope you enjoyed this little collection of putting together another board. And it's still not working, but getting closer to working. Anyways, thanks. So I actually got it working. It was just missing a decoupling capacitor on that one programming pin, as you can see here. But once I did that, it's working perfect, connects to the computer, and it's all great. Hope you enjoyed that video. Like and subscribe.